Now, Team Popo, what's your answer?
The left half of his body. What the?
I saw it too, 6 years ago. The other half of the corpse.
I love that. I really love the way that they use the voice clips in order to just, like, make your brain remember what the fuck happened. They choose very important clips for the story, and it works really well. I love that, and I wish that was in the original. But yeah, hello friends, welcome back to Durky Be Playin', the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative. Hope y'all are doing well. Like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to, and let's get going. Pretty proud of that new intro. I think it encompasses everything I feel like I need to do and that I'd like to do with it, basically. Feels good, man. We all can grow and learn as humans day and feel better about ourselves day, and that's what I'm doing. I'm pretty proud of myself recently for a lot of reasons, including the fact that I actually stepped away from recording this for a few days because I realized I just had burned myself out. I took the last few days to just recenter myself and try to reapproach life, basically, from a plan of figuring out how to not burn myself out so much, because that is probably why I haven't gotten anything off the ground even close to the way that I'd like to. I'm working on it. All I know is I feel like I need to be focusing on stuff of this nature that I feel so much passion about, and fuck all these messages from society and frankly, friends and family of like, dude, you should just get a job. Well, they don't fucking get it. I don't think I'm meant for the 9-to-5 environment whatsoever. If you think that's just the trauma talking from the times I've been kicked out of jobs, that's probably part of it. But, you know, there's also the fact that I just love this shit with all of my being. And this is what it's easiest for me to put a lot of effort into, this kind of stuff. So it feels logically like the thing I should be doing for a living if I can make it happen. So I'm working on it. Plus, I feel like I can give back to people the easiest this way, because games have been my life and been what I gravitate towards. So if I'm gonna do that anyway, I'd rather not be selfish about it. I'd rather share, you know, my love for this stuff and hopefully also do something positive for people beyond just entertaining them with these videos. So that's what I intend to do. Either way, friends, pretty proud of that general, just how better my commentary feels there. It's nice. I feel like I'm generally getting better and better at it. Before I get started here, I noticed a couple of things. Mostly by watching other people play the bits I'd already played last time, because I tend to just love, you know, watching Let's Plays along with what I'm playing and just stopping whenever they're getting to where I would be spoiled. And that always helps me. I always end up missing a couple of things here and there that streamers and people in comments and things like that pick up. You know, I usually watch a couple of streamers and I learn things about the game I'm playing from that. In this case, main thing I learned is this is how you fucking get the eyeballs that you need for unlocking the costumes. Towards the end of my last episode, I missed a few of the scrolly things, but they're supposed to be side information. But what I love about them, I'm loving a lot of how this game presents itself in a way that isn't as, I want to call it overwhelming, as a lot of other Uchikoshi games are. In fact, a lot of Uchikoshi games just put the science talk in the conversations more often. What I love is a lot of these small details are just up there, but what I love is that a lot of those small things that felt like deviations are, as far as I can tell, now going to be scrolling on the top. There's one issue with that. I have ADHD, but now that I know they're there, I want to pay attention to those, because I do want the full context of whatever's going on. The one I remember from editing right now was, it just had to do with Mizuki's phone and the fact that Aiba can connect to it, but Mizuki basically prevents that. I like that detail because I like Mizuki and learning anything about her because she's awesome. So yeah, I will be doing my best to pay attention to those when they happen. Eyeballies. The Q&A nurture game. Nurture. Nature versus nurture, is that what this is kind of referring to? I love the symbolism in Uchikoshi games. I love it a lot. There seems to be a very symbolism-focused way of telling stories in Japanese games that I really enjoy that. Not all Japanese games, but a lot of them do that a lot. My first thoughts are Persona, and obviously this series. The Q&A nurture game Eyeballies. Every 20 minutes, Eyeballies will ask you a question. Oh, interesting. Every 20 minutes during the game. Interesting, okay. The more you answer, the more they grow. Wait, do you have to answer it correctly? I guess I'll see. If an eyeball becomes an adult as a result, you will get many eyeballs as a reward. If it becomes an... What causes it to become an adult? Well, we'll see. Oh, just like enough questions being asked? I guess so. And then it'll go to another baby one or whatever? Oh wait, this is like fucking Tamagotchi. I remember those things when I was in frickin' elementary and middle school. And notifications when a character asks a question. You can get this notification in any scene. This reminds me of Danganronpa 2, because there's a very similar mechanic in it. Yeah, sure. Turn Eyebally's question notification on. I like that you can turn this on and off. I'm loving a lot of the quality of life that I'm already noticing in this game. Especially the science dumps are optional. I will still be trying to make sure that I read all of them and think about them and talk about them. However, I still really love that that's a thing. Turning Eyebally's question notification on. You can get this notification in any scene. Or at least they help me remember. Way easier than just the images from the original game. Yeah, this is literally Tamagotchi. This is literally like literally Tamagotchis were like this. There are these little keychain things, little tiny keychain electronic things. And they had, like, I don't remember if they had 4 buttons, but they had a small number of buttons. There was a tiny screen, and there was a little pixeled character, and you basically made it grow up. It's like, literally, Uchikoshi's just, like, robbing the concept of Tamagotchi for this video game. Very Uchikoshi thing to do, I feel like. And do you answer more questions so I can become an adulty? Ah, adulty, eyebally. He loves those puns and shit, doesn't he, Uchikoshi? I keep saying Uchikoshi. I don't know if Uchikoshi's responsible for every single pun in this game, because I know he doesn't do everything for the games. But I'm pretty sure he writes most of the text of the games. You can kind of feel the Uchikoshi stamp, even though it is translated into English. At least I feel like I can feel that, or at least I should be able to after 4 and going on 5 Uchikoshi games. Which one do you want? Oh, interesting. Do I want friends, a superpower, nothing, or 5 quadrillion yet? That's so interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, this is reminding me of the game Catherine from Atlas. There's a similar mechanic where it'll ask you questions that make you think about yourself. This seems to be similar. I feel like in an ideal world, maybe not ideal, but since I'm moving towards a meditative and kind of spiritual, except I don't really think that word means what people think it means, but that's getting into stuff that's not relevant to this video at all. Like, you know, I feel like in a perfect world, I would want to say nothing needs to be done. But I'm just gonna go with my knee-jerk reactions to these to start with. And my first thought is friends. I'm making some friends in real life right now. I'm really proud of myself because I'm still a pretty reclusive person. I've been for years, but I went ahead and I learned there was a new card game store. That's mostly what they do, but they also like sell and allow people to play board games and stuff like that, and Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. Opened up in my town, and I went there, and I've been playing stuff with people there. And the owner, like, it's a really, really small mom and pop place, and the owners just love the games. And so they'll literally just hang out with us and play stuff with us, and it's fucking awesome. And everyone there is super chill and cool, and I'm making some friends there, and it's very sexy. And maybe because of that, that's my knee-jerk reaction, because it reminded me how much I love making friends. After high school, I fell into this routine of really not making friends except for a couple here and there, and I miss meeting new people, which is weird for me to say because, you know, social anxiety really made me feel like that was the worst thing I could possibly do. But I've worked through that a lot now, so I'm excited to meet people again, and I'm really proud of that, because that took 10 plus years for me to get back to. And it's a lot better than fearing social interaction in general, because I pretty much don't anymore. I say pretty much because it's not like I never do, but even when I do, it's easier to fucking act anyway, and not do things I regret later, which mostly means isolating myself more. Because, yeah, I've had 10 years to learn that shit sucks, isolating yourself, as hard as it is to break that habit, and I've been doing it, and I'm really proud of myself of breaking that. Anyway, guess I want frienderinos. Friends are here. Ah, thank you. Ah, cute! The next question. Okay, yeah, so literally every real-time in-game 20 minutes. Interesting. I'm just gonna start by looking at anything that is green and new intel.
Please, don't rush me. Doing the best I can.
Me every day, because ADHD is fun. If you have it, you understand.
Yeah.
Whoops! I keep skipping shit. Why the hell? I feel like I should be over that. I feel like it might be the game doing something. Looks like he's just standing there to me. Yeah. Apologies for the fact that my camera was doing weird, like, basically it's changing colors and stuff again. I now remember what I need to fix in order to fix that, but unfortunately these settings always reset whenever I fucking restart my computer, which is stupid. Alright, so as you can see, I have fixed my camera bullshit. I hope to remember to do so before I start recording. I'll do my best to work that habit in slowly, because that's the only way it's going to be worked in. I've been really working on recently because I've realized how fucking important it is to not feel like I need to rush myself, because it's a weird paradox. The more I feel behind, the more I want to rush. The more I do rush, weirdly enough, I end up falling behind at some point. Because of several things. First of all, making more mistakes generally, but at some point I also burn myself out, and it happens quickly for me. I'm very emotionally sensitive. So burning myself out is a really easy thing to do when I stress myself out. So in order to function as an adult whatsoever, I've had to start slowly stressing myself out less, and it took years to even figure out how to begin doing that. And I promise it's possible for y'all no matter what the fuck situation you're in. And I promise that if you don't think it's possible, you'll find a way if you really want to. But you have to want to. But goddamn, life is better on the other side of that. I fucking promise you. No matter, like, literally the exact same life can feel entirely different because of shit up here. I hope that y'all, if you're not in that process yourself, whatever it looks like for you, you need to start it, because holy shit, like, I promise you it's very helpful. That's part of what I want to do with my videos, is no matter what the fuck they're about, I want to add things that I've found helpful for myself in hopes that other people would be benefited by this in a way that isn't just entertainment. Because being entertained is awesome, but there are more important things in life. However, I've found that entertainment helps those important things in life, but only specific kinds of entertainment that really address things that are important. So I intend to address things that are important. Anywho, about the body.
Is it true that body appeared out of nowhere? It's hard to believe, but...
How are you?
It's all right now, because I am here! Half might!
Really, Uchikoshi? I also love that show, obviously, but, like, why? I mean, I guess he references everything he likes. Is that just why? I mean, fair. But, like, I wouldn't be so bold as to almost copyright so many fucking things. Especially with the way Japan's copyright system is. But maybe it works so that, like, literally as long as you do not repeat the thing word for word, it is not considered something suable. I guess that's literally what it is. In fact, that's probably a pretty universal thing, so fair enough. But, like, I don't know, man, with some of the shit that companies have pulled, especially out of Japan, in regards to copyright, I feel like they could pin Uchikochi with something if they really fucking wanted to. But they mostly do that to YouTubers and shit for some fucking reason. I guess it's the idea of, hey, you're using my stuff and making money off of it. But I would say that YouTube helps game sales more than it hinders it. Because watching a game is not the same as playing a game. So oftentimes, I have bought games because of YouTube videos and streams. It's advertising, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, My Hero Academia reference aside.
After all, we are full-time heroes!
Just blatant as fuck.
You okay, Mr. Ryuki? I feel like you aren't exactly sound of mind right now.
I don't think he's sound of mind in general, pretty much. There's a lot of stuff up with him, but, you know, again, he's an Uchikoshi protagonist, so he's gotta be silly as fuck and do random spontaneous bullshit, especially when it pertains to references to things that Uchikoshi likes. At least I imagine it's because he likes these things that he references them. Either that, or he's like, oh, I could make a pun out of this, and that's the only fucking reason. But no, that's a definite, blatant, he watched My Hero Academia and fucking wrote that because he was thinking about it at the time. I feel like that's a pretty common thing that he does. An inspector is checking something. Why is this man's head a literal cube? Except there's always some weird-looking dude in these games. But, like, this is definitely a step beyond weird-looking in past games.
Are you still out of it, Mr. Ryuki? This is Studio Devaita in Minato Roppongi. It's a rental studio, mostly used for live streaming, filming, that kind of thing.
Is the head shape ever gonna come up? I feel like it's very Uchikoshi for it to eventually come up, but at the same time, very Uchikoshi for it to never come up, and for it to just be one of those things that, like, character design quirks are usually never addressed. Like the fact that Lotus and especially Alice, because she literally just wears a necklace over her nipples, do not, like, almost have nothing on their breasts. But I know the real reason for that, you know, because obviously Uchikoshi loves them boobies. But, you know, and is fucking shameless about making that extremely clear in his game design. Either that, or the designers did that, and it's not really him. But I feel like he would definitely be like, no, you've gotta make it so that her boobs are almost completely bare. But not completely, so we don't get an AL rating. Except I say that, but a lot of older games just have bare boobs. It's just there. But that's become less of a thing. I say that! A lot of M games get away with just full boobage. No censor, no nothing. I think once you get into vaginas and dicks, AO might be more of a thing. Actually, I say that. Cyberpunk definitely has vaginas and dicks. I don't know, man. I think that's become more acceptable. And, oh yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 also has vaginas and dicks. So I think it's more of an acceptable thing in games, which my pervy ass is very happy about. I think, as long as I remember the steps, I've found a way to basically make my camera almost flawless, but I'm very aware that there's a little bit of fuzzy weirdness outlining me, and I don't know what to do about that yet. I think the only thing I can do about that is get a better camera, which I don't have the money for yet. So that'll just fix itself in due time when I'm getting somewhere in life financially. And I think I'm gonna finally start doing that soon. His name.
I think he introduced himself to me before the show started. His name was Andy's Kamechi, I think.
That's his stage name, of course. His real name is Yoneharu Enda. He's a comedian.
I'd never heard of him before. He must not be very good.
God. Ryuki, please.
Oh, and I suppose you can do better, asshole.
I love them! Oh my god, I love their dynamic already. And I can already, I think, tell you why. I might be wrong about this, because obviously I haven't seen their dynamic very much, but it seems like she has a higher opinion of Ryuki, generally, than Aiba had of Date, but she'll still be snarky at him. I like that better than just straight-up bullying, because I don't think Tama does it. In fact, it seems like Tama wants to fuck him, which, again, seductive women, yes.
What do you know about comedians? Listen, comedians are all doing their best so they can bring people joy.
I fucking love this. I am the same way. Like, I hate it when people are like, oh, this YouTuber sucks because blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, there's arguably, like, immoral things that some people that are online content creators do. But aside from that, if you're literally just judging on their content, Tama is based for that, because again, I hate when people judge people that are just trying to just do their thing. If entertainment isn't your thing, don't be a dick about it, just consume what you fucking want to. It's not like I've never sat there and been like, oh, this is bad because, but I don't do that anymore. And I also feel very concerned for the mental health of the YouTubers that all they do is just complain about things. And there's a lot of those. Anyway. I've known Tama for more than half a year now, but I still have a hard time understanding what sets her off. I had no idea it was a sensitive subject. I I'm kind of wondering why she's like that. But all I know is she's pretty based for that. But she's not quite based about being a bitch about it. But when you're emotionally charged about something, it's difficult not to be. But that's why you need to work on how you relate to your emotions. Which is a difficult process to do correctly. Because for years and years and years, I was suppressing my emotions and I didn't think I was. But now I understand that I was, and now I understand how not to. And goddamn, everything's so much easier. And literally, this is in the last couple of days that it finally clicked. And before that point, I'll be honest, I got to a very low point. Now, I wasn't suicidal. I'm really glad that I've never really had to deal with that. But it was really fucking hard to record anything, to do much of worth, to do stuff around the house. I had fallen back into the habit of hitting myself in the head because I'm super sensitive, and that was my go-to coping mechanism as a kid because I get overwhelmed so easily. And if you are like that, you know why physical harm can frankly be helpful for fucking staying even keeler, which, you know, when people around you keep saying, oh my god, tamp it down a little, and by that they basically mean, I don't want to feel your emotions, which is fucking a piece of shit way of thinking that everyone needs to stop. Anyway, I'm gonna get off my high horse until I get back on it. I had no idea that it was a sensitive subject. About that quiz show.
Did you really not understand what you were getting into when you agreed to this?
We arrived here right as the stream was about to begin. They made us sit in the contestant seat right away without telling us anything.
I just realized what I probably was doing when I was accidentally skipping lines here and there. R2 is skip. I think I kept accidentally pressing R2. Whoops.
Well, the title of our show is right there.
Faith to Face, our special 6-hour live stream marathon, brought to you by Amabi TV.
We cut the stream, of course, but the cameras should have been running when that body appeared.
Oh boy.
I'm sure all of Japan, or even the world tuning in on the internet, is in shock right now.
Oh, whoops. Once again, I fucking... Wait, hold on. Can you go... You can go back. Hold on. Wait, how do these work?
They're being questioned
Wait,
by
what?
police in the waiting room.
I was trying to do the controls that I see up there for the scrolly boy,
Mr. Ryuki,
but
aren't you with the
I think
police
it's about
too?
to go away. I'll just read that during... Yeah, it's gonna take some practice, but I really want to get into the habit of noticing those are there and fucking reading them on recording, but thankfully. Now, if you can go back and see those in a menu somewhere, I might look up if you can do that, because I would really hope that's a feature. Because those have been really missable for me so far.
Well, yes.
Okay, there we go. Okay, Abyss is a high-level investigation police agency. Can I speed it up? No, what that does is it pushes it back. Okay. Okay, I can speed it along by doing that. Okay. They don't get along well with regular police officers, and often have a hard time getting them to share information. There's a close command there. I'm not sure what you're supposed to press to do that, because it doesn't seem to have a prompt, but anyway. It's the man who was hosting the quiz show earlier, Andy's Kameji. Now, can I see those in a menu somehow? Like, if I go in here, is it in files somewhere? Is it in trivia? Oh, yeah! These are the things that scroll. So, time to catch up on the ones that I've missed. I'm glad that I realized just now that there is a thing for that. So, I don't even need to read them while I'm editing. Nice. If I realize I missed one, I can just do this. I'm not sure if I read this one, so I'll read it just in case I haven't. Regarding terror, terror has two meanings. Tear can mean tears when you cry, haha. The other terror means rip something, haha. I think I did read this, but I don't remember, so. Culprit of the HB case is more of a reference to the latter, obviously. By adding an at the end of terror, we get terror. Also, like I said before, it could also mean terror, like T-E-R-R-O-R, because that shit's scary, right? I'm not sure why the fuck this isn't unlocked. Like, what? Oh, Ryuki going there, I guess? Probably? We'll see. Regarding Mizuki's smartphone, yeah, here we go. I'll just go ahead and read this, even though I didn't mention this before. If it gets reception, I can connect to any network. I can make calls and send and receive messages on Nile. If it gets reception. Mizuki says, I don't want you to know about my private life. If I leave my eyes closed, you won't be able to see it, right, Aiba? Which is why she still carries her smartphone around. If you have any idea as to what the hell this even actually means, then please tell me. I don't really get how she could keep her eyes closed and actually do anything with her private life whatsoever. Anyway, February 10th, Tama Devaita 1. Oh, by the way, this case of the new Psychops serial killings are not related, though that is just a hunch! It's fucking related, ain't it? Why the fuck did you straight up lie to us, Uchikoshi? Although, I feel like that's not the first time he's done that. In a way that's like, this is definitely true, and it was at least stated by characters in a game, and then it was turned out not to be true. I can't remember specific examples right now, though I'm pretty damn sure he's done that shit before. I think many times? Let me think. Can I think of a specific example of that? I can't really think of one right now. But all I know is that if she's calling that just a hunch, yeah, no, it's not 100% true. Because that's just what Uchikoshi does. He will tell you one thing, and then it just won't be true. And he'll make sure that you understand that, like, towards the end of the game, probably. Anyway, February 10th, Tama Devaita 4. Amabi TV is a live streaming internet service for PC and smartphone. The quiz show, Face to Face, is one of the shows. It's a mildly popular show with everyday people as contestants. It's sort of like a lot of other game shows that just have regular ass mofos on it. Like Wheel of Fortune and shit like that. Makes sense. February 10th, Tama Devaita 6. Ryuki can oftentimes get weird like this. He isn't doing well mentally. One of my jobs is to support him. Okay, so did Boss take in another strange fringe case person? I think so, but I think it's gonna be for very different reasons than Date. February 10th, Tama Devaita 7. So this is gonna be a little hard to understand, so feel free to skip this if you'd like. I wouldn't like to, so read Durgan time. Among scientific bonds, there is the God, that word can fucking kill itself. You won't hear this, but you'll very likely notice the cut, but I've had to say intramolecular so many fucking times. Among scientific bonds, there is the Holy fucking Christ, I'm not gonna try to say that at normal speed right now. Bond, which uses electrons to bond, and the intermolecular bond, which is the bonding of molecules themselves. Intramolecular, there we go. I'm proud of myself, because that was difficult to start doing. Bonds are stronger than intramolecular bonds. Oh my god, the way those words are so fucking similar. Intramolecular bonds. I'll start doing this so that it's very clear, especially for y'all that are just listening. Intramolecular bonds are stronger than intermolecular bonds, so when something is cut in half, it is usually the intermolecular bond that is severed. Maybe that's part of why it was said that it's going to be hard to understand, maybe most of the reason. However, Jin Furue's body was severed at an intramolecular bond level. So basically what I'm understanding from this is that the intramolecular bond is like the smallest type of bond, or like underneath the intermolecular bond or something like that. So an intramolecular bond being severed is like unheard of from what I understand. And that is why it's so fucking weird as to how he's cut in half like that. And I'm really, really curious as to what the fuck the explanation for that is. And I'm sure we'll only know with like 5 minutes towards the end of the game or something. Not quite maybe that drastically, but pretty close to that probably, to some degree or other. Maybe by hours, but like pretty close to the end of the game is probably when we're gonna figure out what actually like that whole shit even is. Alright, my favorite person in the world. Oh wait, hold on, no. Unfortunately she doesn't have any more dialogue, damn it. Oma doesn't either. Oh, big camera. A big camera, yep, I figured. Wouldn't say anything different, but I'm just making sure the green... I'm gonna really try and get all the funny dialogue in this game because I'm embarrassed at the amount of funny as fuck dialogue that I missed while I was playing that I have now seen and had so many laughs about in other people's Let's Plays and streams, so I will be thorough about this game. Because I was just rushing last game because, frankly, it's only very recently that I've stopped rushing everything in my life, because I used to be so insecure about I just take longer to do lots of shit compared to lots of people, and that used to be a huge problem for me. It used to feel like I needed to be way faster at everything, but I literally can't be without messing up a lot. So it's either accept that, or continue suffering in that way and making more mistakes. I'm committing to the former now, which is easier, now that I've gotten that emotional issue sorted a bit. Regulation line... holographic boundary line. Long table. I'll probably cut out a lot of the stuff that just says this is a blank, but I promise I will be combing in the room completely. Every time. Now. Heavy dough. I might still miss a couple things here and there, because there's some things that are really tricky to actually fucking target. But I will do my best. Lights. Show lights. Decoration. There are miscellaneous decorations hanging from the ceiling. Sign. It's a show sign. It says face to face. I wonder what the Japanese characters mean. Does that also say face to face? It probably says something slightly different. It might not even be like a subtitle or something. Anyone that can read Japanese, I would like to know what that means. Which is why I'm zooming in on it and editing right now. Alright, so what do I do to advance things now? Because I'm in that situation again where I do not fucking know what I'm supposed to do now. Oh, you know what? There's probably... It's his head of fucking again.
Wait.
What is it?
This might not be related to the case, but I just thought of something.
Oh god, her voice makes me hoarier every second I hear more of it.
Ryuki, would you mind moving closer to the body?
Can I move closer to you? Anyway. I mean, well, I guess I can't really move much closer to you because you're in my body. Never mind.
He's missing one of his back teeth.
Yes, the first molar of his upper jaw was completely removed from its root.
Like, is it teeth now rather than eyes? That's like even more hood. No, eyes is more hood. Because, like, removing teeth is a normal human being thing that we have to do sometimes, because cavities and shit. As much as that sucks for the person, but thankfully anesthetics exist. I say thankfully, but the idea of anesthetics creeps me out. The feeling of them is really weird. But anyway, I'm still glad they exist, because pain sucks.
Judging by the impression left in the gums, it looks like it was removed just recently.
All I know is I'm really fucking lucky and really glad that I have not had dental problems, well, really bad ones anyway, because the only dental problems I've had is some pretty sensitive bottom teeth because of acid erosion. But I've never had a cavity or anything.
The identity of the deceased has been confirmed through facial recognition. Jin Furue, 29 years old, the CEO of Music Food Co. Ltd. He's also an executive at several IT firms, consultation companies, investment firms, and advertising agencies. His columns and essays are featured in various magazines and online media. He's quite a successful author.
You're talking about him like he's not dead.
By the way, Ryuki, there's something about the corpse's head that's been bothering me. It's hard to see from here, so here's the image I took earlier.
What's this?
It's an enlarged picture of Jin's temporal region, near the back of his head. It's hard to see because of the hair in the way, but there are signs of traumatic subcutaneous hematoma.
The fuck is that?
In other words, there's bruising.
Okay, thank you.
I think he got hit with a blunt object.
Someone hit him from behind?
Oh, medical words. Fucking 20 syllables for something that could be said with 2 syllables, literally in that case.
Probably, but I don't think this is a fatal wound. There's no damage to the skull or brain itself. And as you can clearly see, his cause of death was being split in half. There are no other visible wounds besides the head trauma. He must have been cut in 2 while he was alive.
And somehow at the molecular level, which is probably all that intramolecular really means.
Ryuki, I've got a connection!
Okay, wait, so are we finally gonna see this video that I fucking got creeped out by on my phone in the game now?
The QR code link.
Okay.
It leads to a ViewCube page.
ViewCube. You know what's hilarious about this one? Not only is this obviously a direct ripoff of the word YouTube, as I've mentioned, if you scan that QR code in real life, it will literally bring you to a YouTube video. So that's another level of almost plagiarism. It's almost like he's literally going into companies' boardrooms and going, "Hey, sue me!" and then leaving.
ViewCube? You mean...
Yes, the video streaming site.
Whose account does the channel belong to?
No idea. It was registered using an alias.
Okay. Open it.
What?
I'm sorry. Can you please open it?
That's better.
She's a dom. I am, yeah, I like that. What? Yeah, there it is. This is exactly what I saw on my phone. I'm glad it's in the game. Because, you know, I'm a YouTuber. I'd rather not have to layer that onto the video if I felt like I needed to. I don't. I feel like this might literally have been, like, fucking filmed in another dimension and now it's falling apart or some shit. I don't know. Like, it would be very Uchikoshi for that to be the case. What I'm thinking is there's literally some timey-wimey or dimension-y wention-y. I kind of like that. I've never heard that before, but I like that way of describing this sort of stuff, because it's similar to timey-wimey, but, I mean, at least in Zero Escape, he used timey-wimey visions in order to, like... Yeah, that's very weird. Okay, so... I was already thinking this sort of thing with Ryuki, so... You know how a lot of times in AI1, you know, when people were mentioned that Saito was aware of, or that 89 was aware of, something like that, things like that, Date would often have a reaction like this. So I think whatever the fuck is up with that video pertains to whatever the fuck is up with Ryuki. And whatever the fuck is up with Ryuki is probably why Boss got her hands on him. And I'm not sure if she has anything directly to do with what the fuck happened to him in his case, like with Date, and I wouldn't be surprised if Uchikoshi didn't at least do that again, but I also wouldn't be surprised because it's Boss if that literally is true again. Because I just kind of realized that in the beginning of the game, it's mentioned that Boss would do anything to see her goals met, and or something like that was said, right? I think that was literally a hint about how far she went for Date, because I think she literally loved 89, which is really sad because Hitomi, and I just hope Boss finds other love. But I think this is part of what I don't like about a lot of character tropes, is that a lot of times what the writers do is they just don't develop the character because their tropes are marketable or something. I'm not quite sure why, honestly, but all I know is that it really irks me that a lot of characters do not grow, and they just stay the same, and that doesn't happen to people in real life as much. I don't know, and I would rather characters grow. I would rather you see characters go through arcs always. And that just is not the case in a lot of these games. And as a writer, I don't like that. As much as I think Uchikoshi is brilliant in some ways, I am a writer, so I'm naturally going to really nitpick a lot of his writing, and I do see a lot of flaws in my opinion. But, like, overall, I think he's a brilliant writer.
What's wrong, Ryuki?
Yeah, okay, yeah, this definitely is some kind of hint about what the hell's up with this man. Whatever the hell it is. Once again, what the fuck is this? It's like reality. It feels very much like Japanese shit. Okay, I would ask you to translate that, people to know Japanese, but I have a feeling it'd be spoilery as absolute fucking fuck, so please don't actually. Until the point where whatever the fuck this is revealed. What the shit? Dimensions? Question mark? Zero Escape-esque shit? Question mark? There might literally be a Matrix-esque thing going on here, and that's all I really know about this. The main reason I'm thinking Matrix-esque is this is pretty computery looking. Pretty, like, code-esque. You know, like the way that those Japanese characters are popping in and out and floating up in the background. That's all I'm gonna say about that right now. I wonder why exactly in lore you're not hearing this. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an exact explanation for that, because it's just another way that he uses to obscure the truth until he wants to reveal it, blah, 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 you know. Okay, so he's just gonna do this until that happens, whatever that is. I wonder if in Japanese those characters are in some other language, or...
Hey.
Because you're not supposed to know what the hell that says. Which I think is why it's in Japanese. I'm pretty sure that's Japanese anyway. Let me know, friends. I would like to know, I don't want to know what that means, but I would like to know in Japanese, if it's the same characters, why is it nonsensical? Because it's gotta be, right? Because you're not supposed to know what the fuck that says. There's no way you're supposed to know what that says.
Are you okay?
No. I don't know what's up with him, but the short answer is definitely no.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You lying sack of fuck.
Don't worry about me.
So does that just happen to him? And is he just used to it by now? I guess so. That's really fucked up. Excuse me, what? The man just spontaneously combusted. Or the half a man. Yeah, those are pretty based reactions right there. Also, that hurt me to see Boss like that. Even though, like, she can certainly protect herself, but I wanted to protect her there, looking like that. Oh my god, man. Team Zero Escape presents another fucked up motherfucking video game, because that's what we do here. With some banger-ass music and hot-ass chicks, because that's what we fucking do here. What the fuck? What is that masked dude? Has similar vibes to Cubehead, man. Hello? Here's that intro. Which is interesting because this is not in the... You know, when you start up the game before you get to the title screen. Unlike in... I don't know if it's every Zero Escape game, but at least, like... I think it is every Zero Escape game. I don't think this is the original either. I might be wrong. The original AI, the Somnium Files, I mean. Oh, there's the Ferris wheel again. Or no, it might be the same park, but it was a merry-go-round in the first game. I'm not gonna try to interpret shit from that. I might go back through the trailer. I might go back through this if I can access it in some form later in the game, or maybe even just in a YouTube version towards the end of the game to maybe, like, piece together what I gleaned from it after knowing everything.
It's Brahmin.
I might do that on camera. It'll be a nice little extra thing to do. And we're back to Mizuki time, okay? Yeah, I love her, as you know. Brahmin? Is that like a restaurant?
You are familiar with it?
Yeah, I've been here a bunch of times.
It's pretty strange to hear Aiba talking to Mizuki. Well, she did talk to her a little bit towards the end of the game, but you know what I mean.
Ryuki is supposed to be here?
I'm certain of it.
Okay, let's go in.
It's weird to see her talking to Mizuki in her head. But by the way, I will never get over how much more mature her voice sounds. God, I'm so glad she's 18, because if she wasn't, like I've already said before, I would feel like such a pedophile if she wasn't over 18. Because this is my type of woman right here, it just is. Although I still feel a little creepy about it because I'm 29 and she's 18. But looks-wise, I like much more mature-looking women. But, like, personality-wise... Also, she's cute, for sure. But cute isn't my thing. I just like less feminine women. And that might have something to do with the fact that I'm bi. But I have no idea. All I know is that's how I is. How's playing. By the way, this is very, Buddhist-sounding music? Which, yeah... definitely seems about right. Or Indian-y. Oh, that's so interesting. Now he's just chilling here in the... Okay, so she found him after that. After being there. And now he's trying to drink and forget about it, probably. Which I wouldn't blame him for. Or he was, and then he fell asleep. Because he got pretty damn drunk, considering the amount of empty glasses in front of him.
Come on, Ryuki. Wake up. Hey! I said wake up! Oh, look! A porno mag!
Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to work on Ryuki.
Damn it! This is the one time I was like, wow, Uchikoshi didn't do that, but he did make the joke. He's fully aware, which is what he loves, playing with your expectations in every single possible way with every sequel he does. This is another example of that.
I suspect Date would have woken up instantly.
Yep.
Come on, big brother! Wake up! Wake up!
I don't think that'll work on him either.
If you don't hurry, you're gonna be late.
Okay. That would also have worked on Date. It did at least once. At least I think I definitely remember this being a thing. Okay, so is he into Little Sisters? Is that what that's supposed to mean? That's a very Japanese thing, too. I would not be surprised.
He's awake?
Nurse? Where's some soy sauce on me, please?
I love soy sauce a lot, so I agree. Do that to me as well.
What?
Right down the middle.
Wait, so is he imagining himself as a piece of food, or is he literally into soy sauce being poured on him? I don't really want to think about that right now. That's just weird in general, but he's obviously a weird man, but that's just like what Uchikoshi's protagonists are. I'll be honest, Mizuki, much as I love her, weird as fuck. Boss, much as I love her, I just love weird women, don't I? That makes so much sense. I mean, there's other things, but strange is probably, one of them. Or at least, what my definition of strange is. Most of the women that I love tend to fit that. Honestly. Where's Jenny? Wait, who's Jenny? I don't think we know who that is right now. Oh, it might be, maybe the person that runs this bar. I have a feeling it's gonna be something like Mama's bar. Are we gonna see her again? Please tell me we're gonna see Mama again somehow. Are we gonna end up going to that place? I wonder about that.
They're gone.
Where to?
I don't know.
Wait, is Genny a they, them? I love all of the LGBT plus representation here. It's very nice. I still won't get over that one fucking dumbass post I saw on Reddit somewhere. Of course this is on Reddit, right? But someone basically posted and was like, so does this game have a lot of woke bullshit in it? Because I don't want to deal with that. And then someone replied, yeah, there's a little bit, but it's not too bad. And I'm like, fucking stop being bigots. That'll help you a lot more than you think, people. And that's all I have to say about that.
Maybe to the mirror world?
What?
Genny, being this man. Full name, Gen Ishiagane.
Huh. Who the Why is he wearing a mask? He's a character we've seen. Because that's happened before. Because K, for example. Masked characters in Uchikoshi games are characters we've fucking seen before. I wouldn't be surprised if this man was Date. But I'm not gonna assume that. I feel like Uchikoshi would want me to think that he's Date, because he's the one missing right now. That I'm fully aware is missing. But, why would he be hiding himself if it's him? Date was never that swole, but it seems plausible, because we don't know where the fuck Date is right now. And this is a masked person in a Uchikoshi game, which so far from what I remember has meant it's a character we've seen before. So we'll see.
I met.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Jenny is the owner of this fusion restaurant, Ramen.
Huh. Would he be able to do that well? I'm really obsessed with this man being Date, just because I want to know what the fuck's up with Date. But I have no idea. I don't even know if they're a man. Like, we don't know. That could be a woman. I would really love if that was a woman, because they're very swole.
He runs it all by himself without hiring any help. Where could he be? It's not like him to leave his customers like this.
It is a him, okay. Well, as far as we know, right? I found it interesting that Ryuki called Genny a them, but he might be referring to plural people in his dream right now, or something. About the HB case.
Jin Furue's other half was found, the other side of his corpse. The one we couldn't find 6 years ago. The time of his death was around 12 o'clock today. What do you think that means?
She's done.
Answer me, Ryuki! You were in charge of the HB case, weren't you?
Make it a sidebar, please.
Jesus Christ, this man sleeps like the dead.
Just what kind of dream is he having?
An absurdist one, because Uchikoshi loves absurdism.
How should I know?
Should we try wink syncing?
The fuck is that?
Forget it. It'd just be a waste of battery.
You know what I think it is? It's Aiba connecting to Tama or the other way around. That'll be a thing. That'll be interesting. And, well, we'll see. I don't know if that's what wink syncing means, but that's my first thought. That's pretty cool if that's what it is. But it's definitely a function that they have, or at least that she has, that is definitely a brand-ass new thing. I have a feeling that, in this context, the only thing that really makes sense is, in this case, Aiba would be connecting to Tama so that they could actually figure out what the hell's going on in this man's brain. Or maybe wake him up somehow, or at least, the former thing.
I want to know all about what happened back then. The HB case and the
Oh, wait.
explosion are related.
Oh, I said I would really comb the backgrounds, but I forgot to. I'm working on it. I'm working on remembering that.
If I can solve the HB case, maybe I can figure out where he is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll take a double shochu curry shot.
This is futile, Mizuki.
I don't think you need a double shochu anything. Isn't shochu a type of... Yeah, just like I thought, shochu is a Japanese hard liquor. So yeah, you don't need a double shochu anything right now. I think you've had enough already.
Ryuki's blood alcohol level is 0.32%.
Yep.
He is quite intoxicated.
I figured.
In fairness, the reason he's like this now is because of that incident. He had psychological issues before, but the events of the case deepened his condition. As you can see, he now spends his days drowning himself in alcohol.
Oof.
So if we solve this case, we might be able to heal his trauma?
It's possible.
Huh? Oh, so he's literally an alcoholic. Oof. Oof.
Then it's all the more reason for him to help. For his own sake, too.
Still, I doubt he would wake up even if you cut his eyelids off. What will you do?
Ow! I was about to say, why would you mention cutting eyelids off? But Uchikoshi loves gruesome shit too. Because if he doesn't, most of these games don't make sense. Or they wouldn't have been written by him.
Isn't it obvious?
God, that fucking smirk in that portrait of Mizuki. God, I love that.
I'll sync with him.
God, fuck! God! Just look at that! That is so hot! Brain, calm the fuck down. I'm so sorry, y'all. God, I cannot get over this woman. I will never. She's perfect. I love her. Not more perfect than Boss. I'd say they're about the exact same amount of perfect, but like, yeah. Ganesha picture.
It's a picture of Ganesha, the Hindu god. Ganesha is worshipped as the god of wealth, especially by merchants.
List of recommended dishes. Amongst on the table. A table. The menu. The counter. It's empty other than what? That's a cool flower pattern on the bottom. I like the decoration of this restaurant, but it's obviously just like, you know, an Indian restaurant. There are posters and flyers stuck to the wall. Freezer door. There are seasonings from various countries lined up. I love this song, by the way. It's nice. Nice and calm and pleasant. It's certainly something that he needs in his life, so I'm glad it's here. Although I don't know if we can hear that in the universe. Probably not. Or it might be the music in here or something, I don't know. But I really like that there's themes of, like, healing trauma in these games, because, I relate. I especially relate to the fact that I had some pretty well-ingrained habits that I'm still working on that were emotional coping things. Everything from excessive internet in general, YouTube, various websites, Reddit, etc., right? Porn, honestly, and also, honestly, caffeine and sugar are probably part of it too, and like, maybe food in general a little bit, at least at times. I definitely stress eat at times. Obviously, I don't have horrible weight problems, but I might be a little bit overweight, slightly. So, you know, I could probably still work on that. I definitely have very big cravings sometimes. So it's probably an emotional coping thing, and I'm working on that. Plus, also, at times, gambling and impulsive buying has been a thing. And it's probably why I haven't been able to move out of my house, I'll be honest. I probably could have saved enough. Well, maybe not, but certainly more than I have. It would have been nice to be able to do things that I would have been able to do if I had money saved regardless. But yeah, like, I can relate to this, not because I'm an alcoholic. There's been occasional nights where alcohol has really helped me emotionally, but it's weird because it seems to affect me very positively occasionally, and just kind of like meh otherwise. It really depends, I think, honestly, on my level of anxiety at the time. If I'm super anxious, I should not be drinking. If I'm actually in a great mood, then it's a positive thing only, at least for, you know, until I wake up the next morning, obviously. But I've also noticed that effect can at least be reduced if you make sure to drink a lot of water afterwards or during when you're drinking alcohol. I really recommend the fuck out of that, because dehydration is why hangovers exist. I learned that, and because I learned that, I've realized how fucking bad dehydration really is, and that's why I carry this giant fucking thing around all the time. Especially because I love salt, which is very dehydrating. There still hasn't really been any funny stuff, but It's Uchikoshi. There's gotta be a good chunk of funny stuff. Maybe he really toned it down, but I'm not gonna assume that until we're... No, I'm never gonna assume that. He's gonna hide that shit in this game. And if he doesn't the whole game, then well, at least I'll feel better about having combed the backgrounds better just because I wanted to. Okay, it seems like I've combed it all. I hope I did. Either way, friends, this is actually a good place to end here. So I'll end on poor Ryuki being poor Ryuki and hugging the man in my brain. Anyway, friends, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. That'd be very helpful. And I will see y'all in my next video. Hack ye, friends. Woo!